Okay, so third time lucky, guys, we're going to do this question here, which we're given a lot of information about, and we're asked to draw a Venn diagram to represent, and in this we need to represent how many students studied English. So draw a Venn diagram to represent the number of students that studied English only. Okay, so we're given some information here. I'm going to basically highlight some of the really important stuff. So first of all, there are 200 students, which means our universe is equal to 200. We're also told some other piece of information. 76 study English, 62 study history, 81 study maths, 18 don't study English, history or maths, 11 study maths and history, 16 study history and English, 18 study maths and English, and X study all three. So I'll start this the same way I've started all of my previous questions, which is I draw my universe. I'll mark in here that my universe is equal to 200 people, which means that at the end I should have 200 people within this box, and it's a great way to check your answer as well, to ensure you're on the right track. I've also placed in here 3 circles, E, M and H. The E will stand for the English, one of our options, the M for maths, another one of our options, and the H for history, the last one of our options. Okay, so I always say to start off in the same place, and the place to start off with is always the centre part or the outside. So in here I am told something about the centre. I'm told that X study all three. So if X study all three, I'm now going to use that and mark in an X here. Another piece of information I always say is to try and fill out the outsides. So the students that mightn't like English, maths or history, they're represented outside. And if I have a look here, I can spot that I'm told 18 don't study maths, history or English. So I can just write 18 out here. So that is 2 pieces of information down. I'm going to look at other pieces of information that I'm already told. Here I'm told that 76 study English, which means my English circle should have 76 people in it. I don't know how many goes into what bracket, but I'm going to write 76 in brackets here so that I'll know that at the end I should have 76 people in here. And here I should have maths, I should have 81. So I'm going to just mark those off. So that's the 81 gone, that's the 76 gone, and the last one is just the history, which has a total of 62 people. Okay, once that's done now, I can go on a little bit more. The next piece of information I'm told, they're all quite similar, so it doesn't really matter where I start now. It says 11 studied maths and history. So if I look at maths and history, this would be the people who study both of those, and I'll put it in purple. Now, so that is the area there that study maths and history. So these people study maths, history only, and these people study maths, history and English. So this whole area here should add up to 11. I already have an X here, so I don't really know what goes here, but I do know that if I was to take 11, if I was to take the X away from the 11, that's what I'd have here. And if I was to add those together, I should have 11. So what I've written there is I've written an expression. Okay, that's 11 minus X. And an expression here is how we're going to solve this question in total. So I'm going to mark that one off because I've done that one now. And we're looking now at this one here, 16 study history and English. So 16 study history and English. So my history and English would be this bit here. This purple bit here is history and English, because these people study history and English only, and these people study history, English and maths. So if 16 people are all together and we don't know what's in here, we do know, however, that 16 minus X would give me that answer there. And the last one here is English and maths. So 18 study English and maths, so the English and maths would be this bit here. I already have an X, so in here I'm going to have 18 minus X. Okay, I'm now going to try and find out some expressions that add up to give me these sections here. And the first one I'm going to start with is the English circle. So I know that 76 people should be in the English circle. So I know if I add this, this, and this, and if I take away all of those away from 76, I should get the answer that goes in there. Now, because this has got x's in it, unknowns, it means I'll probably just have an expression here. So remember, an expression, if you're not sure, it's just basically anything that has a number and an unknown in it. So it could be something like 4 plus 2x or y minus 9. They're all just expressions. Okay, so what I know here is I know if I add this, this, and this, and subtract it from 76, I'll get what's in there. So we're going to do that first. We're going to add up all of these. So if I add up all of those, I would have 18 minus x plus 16 minus x. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm adding these three bits here. And I know that if I add 18 and 16, so I get 34. And then I've got a minus x, a plus x, a minus x, a plus x, and a minus x. Well, a minus x and a plus x. If I had a minus 5 and a plus 5, that would give me 0. And so a minus x and a plus x does the exact same thing. They actually cancel each other out. So I'm just left with now this minus x here. So remember, all of this really means all of this now. So instead of writing 16 minus x plus x minus 18 minus x, that can now write 34 minus x. So I know that there's 76 people who study English. So if I was to subtract this from that, I'd get my answer in here. And remember, all of this is now 34 minus x. So if I subtract 76 minus all of this, which now is 34 minus x. It's really important I keep that in brackets because it will affect my signs. So it's 76 minus all of what was inside. So if that's the case now, and I'll just focus on my signs, this is going to give me 76 minus 34. But here we have a minus by a minus, which gives me a plus x. So now I've got 76 minus 34, which gives me 42 plus x. So I can now write that as 42 plus x. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing with the maths group. So I'm going to draw a line here. I know that if I add this, this, and this, and subtract it from 81, I'll get whatever goes in there. So I'm going to do that. So I have an 18 minus x. I have an x, so plus an x. And then I have 11 minus x, so obviously that's a plus 11 minus x. And it's a plus because there's no sign there, and if there's no sign, it always means plus. So again, we'll do a little bit of tidying up. 18 and 11, that's going to give me 29. And here I have a minus x and a plus x, and just like the last time, if it was a minus 5 and a plus 5, they give you 0. So a minus x and a plus x gives you 0. And with this one here, I'm left with 29 minus x. So all of this adds up to 29 minus x, which means that if I had 81 minus, and I got my 81 from there, all of those, which is a 29 minus x, I would get the answer for this little bit here. So remember to watch your signs, and we're left with 81 minus 29 plus x. Remember, minus by a minus gives you a plus. And 81 minus 29 is 52 plus x goes in here. Okay, we're nearly finished. We're going to find an answer for this bit here. So I'm just going to draw a nice clear line here. And again, we're going to add these three up and see what we get. So that would be a 16 minus x plus an x plus an 11 minus x. So hopefully you've seen where all of those have come from. Do a little bit of tidying up. 16 and 11 is going to give me 27. And my minus x and my plus x cancel, so I'm left with 27 minus x. Now, knowing what I do, that the whole history amounts to 62, therefore what's in here must be everything subtracted by 62. So it'll be 62 minus 27 minus x, and being careful to watch my signs and make sure my brackets are in, and I will get 62 minus 27, a minus by a minus gives me a plus x. 62 minus 27 is 35 plus x. So I can rewrite that in, 35 plus x. Now, you're looking at this again and you're saying to yourself, right, I have all of this information here, but how is that going to tell me what I wanted to know, which is how many people study English? Well, I'm going to show you. One piece of information that I was given at the very start was that there were 200 students, which means that everything in my universe must add up to 200. So I have loads of stuff in my universe, and I'm going to add it up and see if it equals 200, or let it equal 200, as that's what it should be. So we're going to start with everything on the outside. So on the outside, I just have an 18. I'm going to now add that with my English circle, so everything within my English circle. So I now have a 42 plus x, plus a 16 minus x, plus an x, plus an 18 minus x. Okay, and hopefully you can see that a little bit clearer. I'll make it just a little bit smaller. Okay, so that's my outside, and then this is my English circle, so I'll just put that in my English. And then I've got plus my maths circle. So again, once it's already been entered in once, you don't need to enter it in again. So the only thing I'm doing in my maths circle that hasn't been entered is my 52 plus x and my 11 minus x. So here I have 52 plus x plus 11 minus x. And then by the time we get down to the history circle, everything here has been put in. The only thing we're missing is a 35 plus x. So I'm going to put maths. That was our maths. And then we're going to have plus the history, which in this case is just 35 plus x. At this point, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up all my numbers. So I have an 18 plus a 42 plus 16 plus 18 plus 52 plus 11 plus 35. And that gives me 192. I'm now going to add up all of my x's. So I have 1x, I have a plus x and a minus x, so they cancel. I have a plus x and a minus x, so they cancel. I have a plus x and a minus x, so they cancel. So I'm just left with this one, 192 plus x equals 200. Okay, all right. So now it's going to become very simple what to do. I'm going to have my x's on one side, my numbers on the other. What's on the wrong side here? Well, obviously you're plus 192, so you need a minus 192 and a minus 192, and they cancel. And so you're left with x is equal to 200 minus 192, x is equal to 8. So what does that mean? Well, it means instead of having x people like in English, maths and history, I now have 8 people like in English, maths and history, which means how many people like English and maths? It's going to be 18 minus x, which is now 18. We know x is 8, which means 10 people like English and maths, and you apply the same on. The question, if we go back to it, said how many liked English only. So English only is represented by these people here, which is 42 plus x. I now know x is 8, which means 50 people liked English only. Okay, so your learning check for tonight is to ensure you've got that example clearly written down into your copies, and then you are to write out this question also. You're to write it out and to attempt it, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.